Hello and welcome back to our evening tea. This is,
Anila.
and this is Aaron. That's me. Um, this evening, we have a topic, another probably contentious topic for many people. Definitely contentious, actually, for many people. So we're going to talk about the topic. We're going to go however we can around it, filtering back into the main idea. So about 30 minutes to an hour, however long it takes, and we're going to talk about. Dun, dun, dun.
I want to phrase it as the two sides of the immigration, or multiple shades of immigration, or starting new life somewhere else, uh, and making it your own home.
Uh-huh.
Multiple topics, I guess.
Yeah. So this is about immigration. Immigration, displacement of people. And yeah, general human movement upon Earth, country to country, rehoming. How people that already live there feel about that versus how the people that need to move feel about that. What it's like. Maybe the responsibilities of people that are moving somewhere new, what they should be doing. Yeah. So that's what we're going to talk about this evening. Yeah. Let's get right into it. Ready? Yeah. Okay. You want to start?
Yeah.
Go for it.
I've basically been an immigrant a couple times in my life.
Not basically.
I am an immigrant couple. Like, this is my second time immigrating.
Yeah.
And both times I've chosen it.
Yeah.
To move. And the first time I chose it myself. Both times I actually knew very little about the country I'm immigrating to. And once I moved there, I found out about the culture and stuff, and some things I didn't like in the first country I moved to, and it made me realize what I really wanted, and then I made a little more active choice the second time. Little more understanding of myself and where I want to be, what my needs are socially and societally, and so I made more active choice. But my situation is different from many other people's situation. Some people kind of have to move because of situation in their home country.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about, like, it's okay to immigrate. I don't think that is the problem. Immigration, but I feel like there are responsibilities on both sides.
Yeah.
Or like the need, or like treating everyone the same is a responsibility, or like respect for
Yeah.
the situation, and like treating humans as humans is really important.
Yeah.
Even for the person who's immigrating, if you are constantly on like feeling like you're unwelcomed and you're taking it out on other things because of whatever it is, it's just gonna make it worse. Like, the reason you're moving somewhere is basically going to be negated because you're adding this negative value there.
Yeah.
It's not like a person has a value, but you
What you
shouldn't
do.
actively. It's not like you can only live if you're adding positive value in the society. It's not
Right.
like that.
No,
You
no,
can
no.
like, I mean, you should be able to feel safe, no matter what. But if you are either seeking refuge or moving somewhere voluntarily, and then you can't expect someone to come to your home. You can't let someone into your home, like either guests or people who are seeking refuge. And then if they trash your home, you're not going to do that again, even not just for those people, for anyone else.
Yeah.
So I feel like people should, and also you can't like let people into your house and treat them like shit. You
Mm-hmm.
can't treat them like your maids. You have to respect them, but it has to be mutual respect. So I feel like that's what I want to talk about. Although I talked a lot
Mm-hmm.
about these things, it's like there is, from one party, there needs to be respect and feeling of like not feeling like your savior or your resources are being taken away. There are enough resources for everyone if we are open to respecting each other and trying to figure out the solution rather than blaming each other for problems that are not generally created by these things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I said a huge monologue, sorry.
Yeah. um.
uh, what do you think about I think one of the things we talked about in our past is that if you immigrated to a different country and then are using social resources that are for everyone in the country and then not really taking care of the societal level, not making an effort to integrate into the country where you're living and trying to stay alien
Mm-hmm.
in that country, I feel like that's not a good way of immigrating. And
Yeah.
that's just going to increase the separation and make people not want immigrants. Not like that is a valid reason, but
I think it is a valid reason, actually.
um
Like, if
yeah, if you think of it as your own home, but Earth is a home for
yeah,
everyone.
I was thinking about that during your monologue. I was thinking the very same thing. Um, that the it's a weird topic in the first place because it's at the core of this whole issue is excuse me, that we a native to a country.
There's nobody who's native to
No,
that
no, no.
country.
A native to the country, like someone born in a place, is taking advantage of what the people have built there, right? It's the exact same thing. Okay, it's I don't know. It's weird because, like, I agree. Oh well, here's the thing. If okay, so let's take two separate countries, right? Here's country A and country B. Country A is doing well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Country B is not. Country B is sending refugees. Well, people are fleeing country B,
Mm-hmm.
going to country A, right? Um, so country A should, they like the people are lucky that they were born in country A.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't do anything to make it that.
On
To a certain point, because
mm-hmm.
if they grow into that society and they are, the reason it's doing good is because of the people
Mm-hmm.
that live there.
Mm-hmm.
They're lucky they were born there and that they could participate in that.
Mm-hmm.
And they should respect that and they should continue that and make
Mm-hmm.
it as good or better, right?
Mm-hmm.
So should people coming there,
Mm-hmm.
obviously.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
yeah, that's what you're saying. I I completely agree with that. It's just weird because
Yeah.
the people in country B, they don't have that same understanding of what might be possible in the world. Like, not everyone knows every other culture in the world, right?
Yeah.
No one knows every other culture. But like, if I was born in country C, looking at country A and B, and I wanted to choose A or B, it's only off of hearsay. Like, B might have a great culture, A might have a great society, right?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, I get what you're trying to say, is that if you're born into a country and you grew up your whole life there, and then I don't know, like when you decide to take refuge, depending on, I feel like, yeah, you're trying to flee something that's not working in that country,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
in the
yeah,
country you're born
yeah,
in.
yeah.
So you can't go to a new country
Do
and
the same
bring
thing. Bring all the
everything,
problems there. Yeah.
bring everything you have learned in this country to a new country.
That's true. It's a great. Yeah. I think that sums it up for sure. Because the people in country B that are fleeing are thinking, well, we're fleeing something bad, right? The thing that is bad, very unfortunately, is like the things that their parents have done. Essentially, their parents and their parents' friends, right? They've fucked up a country. Not to say that the whole country model on Earth is great. Like, there shouldn't be separate countries, and if there are, they should all be thriving. But and it's not all the people in one country's fault. It's mostly like the country model in the first place, that there can be these pockets and like people can rise to power with ill intentions in one place and can't get out of that place, but they can destroy that place for everyone else there. So yeah, it's not so cut and dry about the like being their parents' fault thing, but it is at some point, like you're saying, if they're raised into this place that has so many problems, they have to reckon with themselves that they're probably a little bit tainted by that.
Yeah.
You know, like I reckon that I'm coming from many people that don't live there consider it the most privileged country. Many people that live there are jaded and think that it is. Half the people or more that live there are realizing that it's completely disaster, right? I realize that me as a person don't understand how to run a functional society. I understand in theory, like ideally, like this is what it would look like. I don't exactly know how to make it that, right? We moved to somewhere that more than anywhere else on Earth currently has figured that out, how to make a society work. And coming here, I've learned so much about how to make it work, like the actual steps that go into, like the things that go into building this society up to support the people.
And honestly, I feel
that
like
I didn't never know before. I never would have known that.
Yeah.
I never would have known how to do that stuff. So
yeah, and honestly, like just because it worked here doesn't mean it works anywhere else.
Right, that's true.
Like
too.
it has to be.
There's not only one way to do it.
Yeah. It has to be coming from the people.
Yeah, because those are the people that are
living
there.
Yeah, and
but like when we moved here, my idea was not I'm going to make this America.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. I feel like a lot of people
do when
when they move to a different country, they are like looking for things that make them feel like home.
Yeah.
Sure, I think that's fine in terms of maybe food.
Yes, a few things.
That you find people that remind, like you find things that remind you of home. That's fine. I think that's sometimes needed for human beings. Like you need that. But also you can't just cut yourself off from the new country you moved to. It's like you got married to someone and then you say now everyone in that country, in that family, should do everything according to how I did with my family. It
Right.
has to be like a combination. It has to be like 50-50 or whatever, like however it works
It
for the
really,
situation. It can't be like 100% my comfort and I am not going to do anything for you.
yeah. I
But
think
I expect like a lot from you.
I think even like even more than 50-50, more like it should be like 90% like stay the same with 10% welcome party for the new people to help them integrate, right? So like hey guys, this is how we do it here. Like if we all change, it's not going to work. Like we know that, we know how our society works. If we add this element, we see that that is going to mess everything up. Like,
No, I don't
well, I
know.
mean certain elements. Like, there's definitely certain things I can see here that like are coming in mass from immigrants, from different immigration groups. Like not just any one particular. Different immigration groups are bringing their culture, right? Which is fine. That's cool. That's nice. It's like a melting pot.
Yeah.
But they're also trying to like force their society.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, one of the things that makes me mad is that how money is different in different countries. So, people, when they move from a country where they make a lot of money, and then they move to a country where people make very less money, and then you basically like increase the prices of
Yeah, it's annoying.
houses in that country, which makes it hard for everyone living there, and that I think is the biggest problem. But also, like, I'm part of the problem.
Yeah, I think that's a government
Kindly.
issue though. Like
Yeah.
there should be a way to support the people still the people that are from there that are, that's all they have. They have their income from there, their family's income up to that point, and what they can do having been born there. People coming in with a ton of money, I don't see a way forward for the individual to do anything. I only see a governmental stance on it. Like the government needs to fix the housing, for example, or like, or set limits on like what kind of money you can bring in. Because if I were like, I want to go to, I'm from country C, right? Let's say it makes a shitload more money than country A or B. I choose country A because it is stable. Country B is in war or whatever. I choose country A. It's stable, but there's also country D through Z over there. I could choose. I chose country A because it's my favorite, right? But that doesn't give me the right to come in with way more money than everyone else, get whatever I want.
I mean that's part of.
That's
I
money.
guess
That's
part
global
of capitalism.
capital. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like the only people that can really regulate that is the government
Yeah.
or a government.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing like the citizens here can't do anything about it. The
Yeah.
person moving, if they're allowed, they'll be like, yeah, I'll integrate as best as I can, but I'm not giving up my money.
Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, they shouldn't, like it would be kind of cool if we could like move somewhere, keep our money, right? But not be able to spend it all or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think that money is a different problem, I guess. It
Kind of.
it kind of gets into everything.
Yeah,
So
and I
every
guess
problem
immigration
has.
includes almost every problem too.
Yeah.
So this is a very
Yeah.
giant problem.
Yeah.
It's just become. Yeah.
So I guess another thing, I personally like the melting pot
I like it.
as long as I am not so I have seen people in like from every culture, every country, that have moved to different countries. They generally keep their social circle, close social circle with the people that are from their own country.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
move somewhere and they
yeah, and it's
seek
like
out the people that
you
they.
have your own little bubble
Yeah,
that
and I don't like that. That's not a melting pot.
yeah, and so I feel like there is the feeling of home that people get. Like, I get you. I am at the point, like, I feel like I'm like a person who nobody gets. So I feel like I don't belong anywhere. But also I kind of do feel belonged here and in India and in America. So I have my its own advantages. Like, I basically can interact with anyone in the world. And like, it gave me confidence, kind of. But if I never tried to work, like, integrate, and only stuck with my people, I probably would never feel like belonging
Yeah.
anywhere I move. And
Yeah.
that only makes the separation wider, when you're like, um, someone I don't know just lives in this neighborhood, but this little portion of little area, all the people who live in that area are only talking to themselves and not integrating
Yeah.
with the society. Like, in this neighborhood, most people integrate and do stuff for the neighborhood to make sure the neighborhood is clean and all those things. And imagine, like, 20% of the neighborhood is taken up by people from a country, and they're not contributing to keeping the neighborhood clean, or it's okay if you're an introvert and you don't want to talk to anyone, but still, like, if the culture here is, when you go out, people say hi, hello, and like smile and exchange pleasantries, and you're not doing that, then
It erodes the social fabric.
yeah,
Actually.
yeah, and then it's like there's this unknown part of the neighborhood who don't want to integrate into the rest of the neighborhood, and that's a problem.
It's a if it were just like, if it could be pinpointed, like, and documented, and everyone knew it, that like the people from there, when they move here, they don't actually want to talk to anyone. They keep to themselves, and just, talk to the other people. If that were possible, maybe that could work. But it doesn't make any sense, because the people probably do want to talk to people. They just don't like, or are fearful, or feel left out, or something. Many reasons why they don't want to talk to everyone else and only want to talk to their own people. So that's a whole, that's a theoretical.
Yeah, there's also language barrier.
Yeah, there's language barrier,
like,
and
the cultural stuff.
Yeah.
I think if you have good intentions, the barriers can be worked out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can still contribute to keeping the neighborhood clean.
Yeah.
I can still contribute to neighbors. I don't know. I mean, I don't speak the language, and we go to the neighborhood party, and we volunteer with things, and it's like, now we all trust each other. Like, I trust them, they trust me, and we are part of the neighborhood. And if there is any problem, I could easily reach out to them, and they could easily reach out to me. And I think if you are, I guess it's not just that they are, it's also like they themselves are scared.
Yeah.
I feel like the government should do little more
Yeah.
than just like have some kind of initial onboarding process.
There should be.
Yeah.
Instead, right now, here, the way it's working is that the government is split decision on all these things, including should we allow them in?
Uh-huh.
And then telling everyone we need a vote. We're not allowing them in, or we are.
Yeah.
Don't know what the fuck they're doing about that.
And I think that makes them feel more
makes
scared.
them feel scared.
And yeah.
So they don't have their shit together about like if they're even welcome, right? But then once they get here, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a governmental again.
And
thing.
when I don't know the language, how would I figure out like what anything is happening? I mean, nowadays there is the translate, and I mean, I think in Netherlands, the government is doing pretty good.
I think the what's it called, the political discussion about it might not be so healthy. But I think what they offer the people is pretty damn good. Like in terms of like what's it called? Pathways to integration. Like if you come here and you want to integrate,
there's
so
a lot
easy.
of a lot of resources.
But the problem is that when people move as refugees, they don't know anything. They're fleeing, right? So they're literally, it's like they're like, oh shit, we're gonna die. Our family's gonna die. Where do we run to? That place will let us in. Okay. When they get here, there needs to be like a sit down talk. Like,
I think
more than that, I think there's an issue because even with everything they offer, the people that are coming are fearing for their lives. So it's not like they're talking to Dutch people that are entering the country from
they do. I mean, there
far
are
away. They're talking to people that no, I'm saying the government that's welcoming them in is not talking to Dutch people. I mean, the people they're welcoming in are not Dutch, right? They don't know the place here. They don't know it's safe. I'm talking about the refugees. So when a refugee comes here, the refugee is a refugee, not a Dutch person.
Yeah.
Right? So they don't know, they don't even really know if it's going to be safe. And then to top that, people are actually like having this serious discourse about do they want them here or not.
Oh yeah.
But what I'm saying is from in the mind of a refugee,
it's not just refugee.
No, but let me finish that topic first. In the mind of a refugee who is scared for their life, and that's why they're leaving their home behind, they're not going to be in the same mind state to accept what you're saying as someone, for example, us, who came here.
Yeah.
Well, let's not say us, because I'm a little bit scared of my home. But someone, I don't know, tourist or something.
I basically chose. I could live anywhere.
Would you move back to America?
If I have no other option.
If you have no other option, yeah, me too. But that's a different thing than choosing to move there.
I mean, I moved to America by choosing.
So. Now would you, is my question.
Well, that's a choice I made.
Now would you? The
choice that's a choice,
right?
I didn't flee for my life. I moved because it aligned more with what I want.
Okay, sure. That's a different story than I've heard before.
I mean,
but sure.
I mean, what do you mean?
That's different than what I'm talking about.
I mean, I'm not thriving there, which is true, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna die if I live there for one more day.
No, not one more day. Yeah, it's different than refugee status.
Yeah.
But it's
yeah.
It's also different than just choosing my values and thriving.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is like I wasn't thriving there. But compared to war-torn countries, I think I guess you shouldn't compare it. Each individual's experience is different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I get that. I understand that when they're like moving somewhere and the country government is actively trying to make the people of that country not want them in that country,
Yeah.
it's really hard for the people who are moving there, no matter what is how they're moving there, to actually integrate because they can't know which person. But I think that's like that has been made worse in the recent years. And I think the using of that particular issue in the connecting immigration to all the problems of the country is the stupidest thing that politicians are doing.
Yeah.
And but they're doing it because that there are people who see the problems, like, hey, I have housing problem. If someone tells me you have housing problem because of this, if you did not you if you weren't in the position to do the research and figure out that's not the reason, it's easier for people to say, yeah, I don't want that. I don't like, and also the housing crisis has become much worse nowadays, in many different countries, especially here. I think there are a lot of reasons why it has been it has gotten worse. But instead of identifying or addressing all their issues, the populist just are using easiest target they could think of. I feel like education is so important for everyone, generally, and that's what will help you be open to other, like putting yourself in other people's shoes. And like there's always two sides to a story, and maybe this is one side, but that's not the full picture. And like all topics we talk about here, these are the two sides, is that the people who are coming here, if you put yourself in their shoes, it makes sense that it's hard for them to integrate. Instead of meeting them from where they are, if we force them to do certain things, and when it comes from the country's government as a whole, it generally comes that way, is that they're being forced to do certain things which they would do without even wanting to.
Yeah. I think,
What I'm trying to talk about is the integration exam that you have to take, after, like, I think for refugees you have to take it in 3 years to continue or something like that. And that's like you're forcing them to do that, but an exam is not going to define that you're integrating or not.
it's also gonna piss them off.
Yeah.
Like if I've always been like this, and
And
many
different
people are
people
like that.
have different like learning problems, and it's like really hard to like have a job, take care of the family, do all the things you have to do at the house, and then go and learn all these things. For some people it's probably easy, but for most people it's not. And I don't think the government regulations are going to do anything. I feel like it should be more honestly. people should revolt more and be able to say, I don't like this, but also listen to the other person's perspective, which is the hardest thing. When someone says, I don't like this, it feels like they're attacking me personally, for most people, but yeah. Like always, we won't have a conclusion. But I'm like what I was trying to say is that I'm not a big fan of enforcing things on people, but also it feels it feels like if you're open to hearing each other out, you all probably have same things in mind. Everyone's probably thinking the same things.
Yeah, I think everyone has the same goals.
Yeah.
Of peace and safety and
Yeah.
good health and happiness for their family.
Yeah.
That should be what's tapped into rather than
Yeah.
or when deciding the path forward for immigration. That should be tapped into the fact that we all actually want the same thing, rather than like the divisiveness. And I don't think it's. I think so. It's coming to me that the issue is not like everyone. It's the fact that once again some people can get into power by playing on the people who are divisive and playing them into their power. So there's plenty of people who do not realize that everyone has the same goals, who think that, you know, these other people want something different and they can never get along with my people, right? Like my people and their people can never get along because we have different goals, we're different types of people. And rather than the government, who has all the fucking data to see that that's not true, stepping in and saying, well, hold on, guys, fellow countrymen of mine, these people are just coming here, they want exactly what we want, why don't we work together? Instead, they're like, ooh, I could get some votes. Ooh, I could stay in power and get my other things passed. And so they're like, yeah, they don't want what you want. And they're just drilling the same thing, the fears that these people already have in their heads, drilling it into them until now we have a divided situation.
Yeah, honestly, I agree with that. And I think the way the democracy works should change. And there needs to be like certain qualifications or exams.
For becoming a politician?
Yeah, or sure. Exams. Like, I don't know, some kind of therapy.
Yeah, therapy. Actually, therapy is very... everyone should be in therapy.
Yeah. And
especially
and like they should go through certain amount of hours of training of how to
peacekeeping and
exactly, like diplomacy and those kind of things, rather than power keeping. I think it turned into power keeping thing. The checks and balances are not working and they're like really opinionated.
politicians are either really opinionated or they're just realize, or they might not care at all one way or the other, but they're like, this is the path that I can get my power, so I will pretend to have that opinion. Like selective
Yeah.
opinions.
And it's not just politicians. I feel like as a society, like a lot of people in general want to be liked. And if I am, even if I'm choosing a certain thing, out of my passion for helping people, if I don't play the game, this is the myth, I would say. If I don't play the game, I won't be able to be in a position to help people. But then you like give away so much of yourself while trying to
lose the chance to actually help them by the time you get there anyways.
Yeah. So that is, and then like at that point it's really hard once you get there to it's also the whole like canceling culture makes it like really hard for people to actually accept that they have done something wrong, because
they don't want to admit it and then get canceled.
Like basically lives change, and who in their right mind, I don't know right mind but who would, like, if I'm in my right mind, I wouldn't choose to give away my values to get to the position. But if I already did a trade-off until to get there, at that point I'm not like all of a sudden gaining this superpower thinking, oh, now I'm going to be good and I'm going to admit to everything I've done wrong without that's not going to happen, because you're scared now that everything you have worked so hard for is going to be taken away from you. And and so you keep going up and up and up, and either you got lucky and didn't have to give up anything, or you worked really hard and you took your time to get there. Either way, you have to work with other people when you get there. And if the whole system is like corrupted, and it doesn't matter what you think, what matters is what people see you as. And that's probably why PR and marketing thrive so much, is that like you can basically change someone's perspective. And social media made it real easy to manipulate people by constantly showing things that put them in the direction what they believe in. Like you can go in
tunnel.
You can go in so deep into the direction you believe in. There is like content, algorithms. So there is like content from extreme right to extreme left. You get so deep into it, it's really hard to understand some of the points these other people have. And I myself do that a lot. I have it's like I think constantly you have to remind yourself, maybe there is a point that they're making that makes sense. Maybe I should get less defensive. But it's hard to keep reminding yourself, especially there is so much at stake for yourself. Unless you have been taught from when you're a kid, it's hard.
Yeah, I think the government, the issue of it being solved by government or solved through another means is complicated, because no one knows the solution anyways. If
You
we
have
knew a
to,
solution,
yeah.
we could choose like, okay, this is the path to get to that solution. But we don't even know what solutions could exist. I mean, especially with immigration, people would think.
I think you can easily crowdsource
What does that mean?
solutions.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you
Ask,
can
what do
easily
you think
do
this could
like
look like?
little neighborhood campaigns.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this like high immigrant percentage neighborhoods. Go to those neighborhoods, involve all the people, have translators,
That would be
and
great.
and like put resources and see what problems there are. How can you be more helping each other? And I think people get so caught up in being correct that they end up not doing anything. And then when they make a decision, they keep going in that decision even when midpoint they figure out, oh, this is not going to get anywhere, instead of pivoting. That is seemed as like a failure.
Well, it also might be like when they get to that point, they're not actually sure if they're at that point. So they're like, well, I'm going to keep going forward just in case this could work.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't destroy all the work I've done.
Mm-hmm. But isn't it better for if you have new data saying this
yeah, if you
cannot,
could be
isn't
transparent and
Uh-huh.
honest about it, that would be best.
yeah, isn't it better to stop midpoint than waste more resources and rethink where can I
Yeah.
go from now? And
Yeah, if you have the
also, like,
data.
and you can also probably repurpose what you have done into your
Yeah.
new thing if you are open.
That's ideal, but I think in this immigration issue, I don't think there's been a place that's gotten it really right yet. So there's no model to look at to compare the current
More of a
data
reason.
with the potential.
More of a reason to crowdsource
yeah,
and not like think you know everything and
Yeah.
you're like I think that's total bullshit that the world basically makes people in a puts people in a box and say this is your job and you're going to do all these things.
Yeah.
And then they kind of feel like, oh, I am subject matter expert, so I don't need anyone to tell me if I'm doing correct or wrong.
Yeah.
And
That's
then
interesting.
it's like when someone else who knows nothing about the research or technical terms, but they have been in that situation and they're like, I know this doesn't work because I have done it. Maybe not at this scale, but this is what I've done. Then if the subject matter expert is not willing to listen and be like, oh, what have you done? And curious, then you're not using data that's there because it's not the data in terms of data. It's
not
person's experience.
expert data. It's
yeah.
I love that idea actually. I think that if we could restructure work and money to just be everyone working together on what they want at that time, what they think they can contribute to, just like eliminate all this job thing and everyone do whatever they can. First of all, we'd be more productive, but in such a better way.
Yeah.
Like,
And
that's interesting.
a good example in a lot of like this is like I have read some case studies where a lot of problems that were solved, especially in the medical field, there were like situations where for example, the disinfection thing, it's people who didn't belong in the medical field who figure out, oh, this is something you guys are doing, but maybe try to break this one. But if you are so involved in that situation, you don't think of it as like having a fresh pair of eyes who doesn't know what's going on there is so much more helpful, especially in long-term problems that have been going on for a long time. There is also one case study about Mayo Clinic. They're trying to increase their innovation in medical sciences, and they brought in a team of designers to improve the process. So most of the times the process improvements come from people who don't belong in the system. And are from somewhere else.
Yeah, you just have to be willing to work with them. And truly work with them.
Yeah.
Not worry that your, expert status is going to be ripped away if they come up with the answer and it's something you disagreed with before or couldn't think of.
Yeah.
It's an ego issue, I think.
Yeah.
Everyone is, especially nowadays, like everyone is looking at social media and they're like, what can I do on social media to make that my job, right? So almost everyone is like, if I could just sit at home and do what I'm doing at work on my own time, make more money, well, that's a better job. And the social media gurus tell new people coming into social media, find what you're good at, right? So everyone has this idea, everyone in the world basically.
Find your niche.
Has this idea that this is my niche.
Yeah.
This is my thing.
I'm
an expert on
niche.
this. And they think that has real,
Yeah. I don't know how anyone
overarching value.
Yeah, can call themselves like, even if you spent your whole life studying about a single topic, I don't think you can call yourself an expert on that topic or anything. Because things change constantly.
Yeah.
And maybe you have read everything from the past until that point that happened in that field. But there may be something else that can be used from someone else's thought process that is new. And you can't just say, oh, I'm expert at it, don't you dare tell me whatever you're trying to tell me.
Yeah. So I think that's actually a good solution to the immigration issue. I don't think everyone has an idea of really what's going on with immigration around the world. We all have a general understanding that it's contentious and that people are not happy with the way it's working. But I don't think anyone really has like a full grip of what's happening, us included, of course. And it's so different in each different case. But I think that sounds like a great solution, is for everyone involved in each case to come all together and be like, how do we solve this?
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, like, how do we solve this? Yeah.
You can't look for answers elsewhere.
Yeah.
You can't say, I want you to give me direction. And that's why politicians are able to get away with the things they're able to get away with, is because people historically have looked up to people who looked like they know all the answers, rather than people who accept, I don't have all the answers, which is the truth. Yeah. The truth is nobody has all the answers, but you're like falling for these fake people who promise you they're going to solve all your problems, rather than saying, hey, I don't know the answers, but I am going to work hard with the people to figure out how we could solve this problem. It may not be something that we can figure it out in 2 years or 3 years, but we will make some progress and we will eliminate things that don't work and eventually get to the things that do work.
So here's an analogy. It's think like kingdom, right? And military structure under the royal family, and then like commoners, right? Um, so the royal family has the insight, right? No, not insight. They have the data, right? Royal family has the data brought to them by all the people from below. Oh, listen to the whole thing.
No, the okay.
Royal family has been brought all the data from their military, bringing it to the top, right? But the way the military works, so the data they're getting in the royal family is very few people's expert opinions. Like, because in the military, in basically the way the military has always worked, is the warriors or the fighters or whatever, they're not taught anything big picture. They're just taught, this is how you fight, and you do what I say, right? So, and it goes down that whole command structure all the way to the top, where
It's really hard for me because I got it. I got what you're trying to say. But go ahead.
Well, tell me what I'm trying to say.
What you're trying to say is that when people are at that high position where they're responsible for the whole country, they're not getting common person's opinion or feeling of what's happening. They're not getting what's happening on the ground. They're only getting these certain.
That's not actually where I was going. I was going to say that they have, yeah, that's true, but that's not what I was going with. I was going to say that so I was going to describe what's happening, right? In a kingdom down to peasant or common or whatever. But what I was trying to get at was that the reason that their data is skewed coming from the bottom is because, first of all, it doesn't come from the bottom. But second of all, it doesn't come from the bottom. But to make it come from the bottom, instead of saying, okay, commanders, what do you see? What should we do with this situation? And the commander saying, based on my expert opinion, I see the enemy is doing this. This is what we must do now. And, getting the approval for that, and then all the warriors do it. What would be better is if the people making the decisions could sit down with all their people and ask. Not ask. That's not. Sit down with all their people, explain to them the issue, tell them everything they know, and then say, "What would you do in that situation?"
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Although one of the hole in that thing is that scale. We're not set for that, but also sometimes you have to make decisions in
split second.
quick.
Yeah.
I'm sure like COVID situation is one of those things. Like you do expect them, like the public health officials, to actually make a decision to help. Like World Health Organization was supposed to make a decision for the health of the world, not for the economy. But they delayed saying this is a pandemic and you have to, and it became a bigger problem than if they made it a pandemic level earlier without worrying about the economy. But yeah, so you make mistakes, that's fine. You have to learn from them.
Yeah.
Basically, there's no solution for everything right away, but if you expect someone is going to magically have a solution without you having to do anything, then that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Everyone has to pool their resources and make it work. But
yeah, with something like immigration, everyone's affected, especially when it becomes a real issue. Everyone's affected. That means that everyone has a say, and to not take their say seriously is fault, a flaw. So Yeah, I'd like to touch on this whole issue another time. Again, maybe in a more structured way. Like have like we're going to talk about these points. What do you think about this? Discuss. Then okay, on to the next one. Discuss. Because this felt like very all over the place. It's just such a huge issue. So,
Okay.
but yeah,
Yeah, but also like the thing is, if you don't go all over the place, then you're too tunnel into one
well,
situation.
yeah, we could easily do like point, and now everything time.
I think that's what we did.
I don't
But
think
yeah,
so.
we'll try again
Yeah, maybe.
if you want. But I think we did cover both perspectives. I think early on in the session, we were doing more of like putting the responsibility on the people coming to integrate, and later on we also saw their perspective when they're
Yeah, we did those, but those aren't. Yeah, agreed. We saw both those perspectives, but I don't think those were the only two perspectives.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
those are the only.
people
Those are
that
the two
are
people affected, but I'm talking about the sub issues within the issue, not just the two perspectives having all the issues.
yeah, but the sub issues are also different, or they're also interconnected. It's really hard to tick 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 tick, and then
Yeah, I know. I mean, yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. You all, if you followed along this long, thank you for watching and sticking around with us. We come out with a new episode every week. Some episodes are more cohesive, some are not. Let us know, though, in the comments how you felt about this one. Maybe if you've seen some other episodes, how you felt about those in comparison. And answer for us if we have been coherent enough in our talk to at least follow along. And if you watch these and you would like for us to grow as a podcast, hit the thumbs up button. That's the easiest way to do it. If you find an episode that you think would resonate with someone that you know, share it with them. That would also help. And besides that, I hope you all have a wonderful evening. From us to you, good night.
Good night.